Before we start off this interview, would you mind telling me your title before you explain what it is?
Founder.
I would say like my own individual role would be head of marketing, but I'm also head of staff with Confetti.
Pretty much I look over everything. Everything that Haruki doesn't do, I will do, so I'll look over the staff. I'll deal with any marketing if I have to. Pretty much just kind of liaising between the team and the community.
So I kind of have two roles. So my first one is head of marketing. So that's just like trying to get our name out there, trying to like partner with like people to like help us just get publicized, get some traction going before the site actually comes out. So we just really started trying to put our name out there in the last like week or so. So I'm just reaching out to a bunch of people just like, hey, like, just tweet about us. We have chat commands that we can put in chat. The GHQ logo you can put on stream, this or that and stuff like that. And then in regards to like head of staff, I just see everyone who joins staff, see who's on staff, and make sure that whoever is on staff is doing their job and doing it well. And then whoever wants to join staff is someone who knows what they're doing. You don't have to know everything, but the big thing is that we need knowledgeable staff members. That's easily the most important part to a good, successful site.
To put it bluntly, a website without wings. I think a lot of people have had problems with CWR for so long. Wings being the owner is one of them, and we really just wanted to make sure that the community had a site that it has the community in mind at the forefront of everything. We really just want to make sure that everything that's done on the site, it's for the community and not just for us as staff. That's mostly it.
Yeah, so the big thing is that for the longest time, all we had was ZWR, and the issue with it mainly is just the fact that it's just leaderboards. Like, that's all it is. That's all it's ever been for like a decade. So the big inspiration for us was, let's make a site that is a leaderboard, but is just far more than that. Like, ZWR is a leaderboard website. Zombies HQ is not a leaderboard website. It is a zombies website. So it has everything. Open applications, like people are allowed to apply. We'll look into them, make sure, you don't have to have like 20, 50 world records. You don't have to be like some top player. When you apply, we'll talk to you, be like, hey, like, just want to make sure you're good with this, blah, blah, blah. And then we have quizzes. So when someone applies, we give them a quiz. If they say, I know BO3, we'll give them a BO3 quiz. If they pass it, it shows us that they do know BO3 and they are knowledgeable enough, and we can let them on for BO3. So that's how we get like new guys that aren't on the site already. For guys that are on the staff team now, these are just people who either volunteered because they heard about what we're doing, like, hey, like, I really want to be involved, or we like handpicked them, like, we're like, hey, like, we know who you are, like, people who we know are genuinely very knowledgeable people. Like, we don't just pick our friends. So that's everyone who's on staff now are all people that I very well trust and I know what they're doing. I think it's a very solid crew of people in terms of they're gonna get stuff done, they're gonna do it well, and they're incredibly knowledgeable.
I think the big thing is probably, so we do plan to have a separate section for like resources and guides on each game, each map, each category, and so on and so forth. That way people don't have to scroll through a million different discords to find like a timer or a camo or just anything like that. I think another really big thing is we do really want to be really community oriented.
So we'll have a leaderboard, normal categories leaderboard stuff that you have in ZWR. We'll have a section that is like all about content creators. So, if people want to promote their streams, if people want to be featured, or like YouTubers that release new videos, we'll have a whole section dedicated to just content creators. And this is also where content creators can meet each other, connect with each other and whatnot. We'll have a kind of like a workshop area where people can upload custom mods, camos, maps. You can rate mods, maps, and whatnot. So if a map has really good ratings, it'll be featured on the site. Like, hey, this map has a lot of downloads and people seem to like it, so you're going to recommend it to people. Same with camos and mods. We're partnering with Zombicus, so they're going to have like your gum tracker, camo tracker, all that jazz that they've had forever, but we're going to work with them on that.
They plan to have a subdomain for Wonder or Z Wonder C. And then obviously I think the biggest thing that people have been wanting for years is just a profile system, an account system.
So you earn XP by submitting games, by uploading, custom maps, whatnot, by participating in events, by just doing things on the site. And with the XP, you level up. And when you level up, you can earn like customizable things on your profile. So you can get a new banner, a fun highlight, maybe a little like icon or, this or that, like fun little things. We're going to have a store where you can spend XP to buy certain things. So you can buy whatever, like I want my profile picture to be highlighted and like a gold ring around it. You can like spend XP. And then we're also going to have like a following, it's almost like social media where I can like follow other profiles and I could see like, oh, this person just uploaded a new record. Like there's so many things that we're doing that I'm like trying to think of them all. We're going to have like 10 different large sections. And then the only other big part is the fact that we're going to have a big section of all guides for quite literally everything. There will be a guide that will give you like a 5-minute video that's like a brief summary of here's the information you're going to want to know, here's what you're going to need to do, good luck,
and stuff like that. So I think those are maybe the biggest things that makes us different between ZWR. I mean, at its core, it's still a leaderboard website, but we do want to make it a little bit more than just a leaderboard website.
Or, if I want to like DM somebody, one of the biggest things that I'm actually I didn't even think of this. I don't remember who thought of this. I think it was Haruki who thought of it, and it's super genius. We are going to have a DM system. One of the biggest problems on ZWR, and it's not really ZWR's fault, is the fact that if someone gets a world record, or if I see someone I want to play with, unless they have like a Twitter that they actively use or a YouTube they like genuinely check, there's no way to contact that person unless you just happen to be in the Discord as them and you know their Discord, or you know what I mean? It's hard to reach some people in the community. Like they don't just have an easy form of contact. So for example, if I see a guy gets a record and go, ooh, I would like to play with this guy, instead of trying to find him on Discord or on YouTube, whatever, I can DM him on his profile in ZHQ. Now, and obviously we're going to have filters on this. So because I would assume people like Freckleston, KXG, who have a lot of fans, I don't want them to get bombarded with DMs, so they're going to have filters. You can have like followers only. We're going to have a subscribe system, which no, is not going to be a money thing. It's just like if you subscribe to someone, that means it's like they earn XP for having subscribers and bringing in people to the site essentially.
If hypothetically the site were to be hacked, it won't be, but if it were, none of the chats will get out. Everything is encrypted. Even we can't see it with the database. So everybody can have kind of a sigh of relief there. We're not going to be watching your chats or anything.
So it won't be the most in-depth thing in the world because that would take forever. We're going to have all those for records, and then we're going to have guides for every Easter egg, every side Easter egg, everything that we could possibly make a guide for, we'll put it in.
We really want to make it easy for people to understand why we do certain things for Easter eggs or for high rounds. We want to make it so people can use ZHQ as a learning platform and not just, oh, I'm just going to watch this just to watch it.
And if people want to submit their own guides, like if someone says, hey, I have a lot of, song Easter egg guides, we can use them. It's just whoever wants to like work with us, help us. I mean, otherwise I am making like 400 guide videos. I'm in charge of that, and I'm not looking forward to making like 400 guide videos. So it will not be available on launch because I have a lot of work to do, but I'm like absolutely super excited for it because it's never been done before. It's something completely new, and it'll finally give a lot of people in the community that optimism of, oh, there's a guide for this, which means I can maybe get the record one day, because now I don't have to like try and message one of the world record players to figure out how to be good. I can just watch this guide and practice. So I'm super excited for it. Sorry, I just totally yapped, like I just rambled endlessly there, but there's just a lot happening on the site and there's a lot coming, and I know there's several things I'm missing, but I mean that's about all I can think of before I ramble on for another 10 minutes about all the stuff coming to the site.
But I'm kind of hoping, praying, the community's willing to help us out and we're willing to help you guys out.
We are 100% planning to do events. They're definitely possible to happen on launch. What we have planned for like what the final product of what would it like look like to host events, I don't think will be on launch, but we can easily host events on launch. Like that won't be a problem.
Custom maps are so underrated. at ZWR. We really tried to kind of bring some hype to them, is why we started doing the events, so we could promote the custom maps more.
Like, because ideally we have like a section that's dedicated to the events. You can see the event going on, who's in the lead. You can click like a button that says like, oh, I'm participating in this event. You can see other contestants on the homepage, like a little notification that says like here, like recent news, where it's like we started an event, here's the information about it, like a little section on the homepage, just like a brief something.
We want to have multiple events. We want to have like a bi-weekly one. We want to have a monthly one. I am in contact with rrthiel at the moment. I'm not a big fan of how ZWR has handled adding Skr. It might kind of be beneficial if we add Skr to our events and kind of go off of there. That might gain some traction for both them and us, but we'll see. It's very early in the talks, but I am kind of hoping for the best in that regard.
In regards to prizes, for a fact, if you win, you're going to earn like XP, you're going to earn stuff for your profile if you win the event. We have special icons for winners of events. You'll earn like a little like achievement icon, you'll earn one. And if you win multiple events, it'll just have like a little ×2 next to it. We're not going to put like, if we win 7 events, we're not going to put these simple 7 times. We'll just put like ×7. Or in the description, we'll just put 7-time winner of, weekly event, something like that. In regards to like what our cash prizes ever coming in, we do want to do cash prizes for things. We just don't know what yet, because obviously someone has to pay for the money, so we just have to figure out where that money is going to come from. All money made from the site is going to go back into the site in terms of prize money. How much money that is, we're not sure. And we really do want cash prizes. Like, we want that to be a thing. And of course, it's totally open to if people like, hey, I want to donate money for a cash prize. We're never going to say no. Like, we'll never say no to that. If people want to donate for cash prizes, 100% of it will go to the cash prize. We'll never be like, all right, well, ZHQ is going to take 10%. That's stupid. We're not doing that. Don't expect like $500 cash prizes. But I mean, $20 is $20,
Yeah, we really want to start working with community stuff a lot more. We have been in contact with a couple really decently sized custom mappers. We're still in the process of getting in contact with some more as well. So we're kind of hoping that we can gain some traction amongst the custom map community as well, and see if we can cook anything special. So like a ZHQ specific map or some really fun little gimmicky Easter egg or something that could be really sick. The biggest problem with previous websites is they've launched with just a complete clean slate. A lot of people have complained that if you have 200, 300, 400 records, like Scrine, for example, he has 1 million records. That would suck for him to have to resubmit, so...
100%. Everything on ZWR will be transferred to ZHQ. All of your records, whether they're world records or not, everything on your profile will be on ZHQ. You could be missing is if you submitted a run and it's in like their queue of waiting to be approved. Then obviously we won't have it. So, and it's not on the site technically. So that you'd have to resubmit those technically, but your name will be there, your flag will be there, or your world records and records will all be there. All the counts will be there. In regard to the community record and world record split, that'll automatically be done. You don't have to like do anything yourself.
All of the records from ZWR will be transferred to ZHQ on launch.
It'll be super secure. I know Haruki's big on security.
That's without a doubt something that we really want to focus on. In the beta chat, Haruki has highlighted that it does abide by every law that we need to abide by as a website, and as a site that has a communication system.
I know Haruki well enough, and I know this guy is nuts. He would see like, oh, someone got in, work on it, fix it, block it out, we're good, and we'd restore back to normal.
I think it is a little far-fetched. I think both mine and Haruki's political opinions have no affiliation on the website. The website is nothing to do with politics. What we repost in our spare time is nothing to do with zombies. I know Haruki very well in comparison to everybody, especially those on Twitter who are talking about him. It sucks. It really sucked to hear people talk about him and myself by calling us right-wing nutjobs. That sucked. It's not the case. Obviously, we've made our statement. We've posted everything that we had to post in relation to it. I'm hoping people can use their brain and kind of realize that politics have nothing to do with zombies, so people will continue to use the website as if nothing actually happened. In my opinion, that is what happened. Nothing actually happened. I also want to highlight that we are not racist. We are not transphobic. We are not homophobic. We are none of that bullshit. It's insane. We want to make it really easy. Obviously, we've got Discord, but because we have the DM system on the site, we also have a support system on the site. So hopefully, if anybody needs any help, you can open a support ticket and you can immediately get into contact with somebody from the site. If, for example, it requires a higher up, like an admin or a head admin or whatever, that can be specified in the support ticket, we want to make it easy for people to be able to contact us. Because we want to be so community oriented, we want to have some really cool little like achievement icons that we plan to be having on our profiles. Let's say, for example, because we're partnering up with Wonder Earth, he does his end of year videos for the records. He has like the solo game of the year, co-op game of the year, whatever. You'll have icons for all that stuff if you win that. Yeah, I think, well, we do plan to have like a kind of like a Hall of Fame type thing where everything will be kind of highlighted. The firsts of everything is something that really has to be highlighted in my opinion, because like, let's say for example, the first 200 on BO1 or the first 255 on BO2. I think that really does have to be highlighted because it's such an important proponent to the game. So I don't see why not. We have Twitter, we have Discord, we have Twitch. I'm pretty sure we have a Facebook account.
Whoa. Why?
Yeah. So one of our admins, he cooked. He made a Facebook group. I think it has like over 10k members at the moment. Like it's nuts. It's actually insane. So the name, honestly, Haruki and I. So for context, Haruki and I are engaged. We live together. When we were talking about it just randomly as we were watching TV, and we're like, yeah. We don't know what we should call it. What about ZHQ? What about Zombies HQ? Because, like, if you think of a headquarters, you think of everything all in one, and it's for zombies, so Zombies HQ, ZHQ, it kind of works. I think the 3-letter name works out pretty well. It's easy to roll off the tongue. So there were some other names that we were kind of umming and ahhing about. One was Zombies Hub, but it sounds a bit too much like Pornhub, so we didn't choose that for obvious reasons. As for the colors, they just look pretty cool, to be honest. I think we just went on Hex Picker and decided to pick a couple colors, and they've kind of stuck. No, no. God, no.
My brother in Christ, if he was a part of this team, I would do a pogo stick with a shotgun into my head. Like, no. Like, geez, no. He is not part of the site. He will never be part of the site. He's the owner of ZWR. He'll always be that.
We made this site because of Wings. Him owning ZWR has never been a good thing. So no, he will have no say. He will have no affiliations with the site.
I mean, I cannot stress that the main goal is to make a site everyone can use, everyone loves, meet each other, blah, blah, blah. The other big goal is we want a site that is free from this history of crap and this just awful history, because there are a lot of people who don't use ZWR because of the history. There's a lot of people who won't submit games because of what ZWR has done and all this stuff. I'm still like, there are still things that I learn about that ZWR has done in the past and I'm like, are you serious? Like, damn, they got away with that? Like, it's insane the things they did that they got away with. We'll do as much as we can to make it drama free as much as we can. It's the zombies community, so there's always gonna be drama, but you know, as safe for everyone, as welcoming, as accepting as everyone. Like, we will do everything in our power. And if there are people, you know, let's say we have a staff member who's, you know, in the Discord chat or blah blah blah, and he says something like horribly racist or homophobic, something like that, we'll remove them. Like, we don't care. And
I've heard kind of people wanting ZWR and ZHQ to be affiliated. This will never happen. As long as Wings is part of ZWR in any matter, we will not be affiliated ever. October 1st for the beta and October 11th for the full release of the site.
As for what time, I mean, we'll figure that out later. Probably like noon Eastern time, more than likely, or like noon Pacific time, somewhere in that ballpark.